Darvin, what was the biggest difference defensively in that fourth quarter, holding Phoenix to 11 points?
Defensive rebounding. It just our activity, obviously getting back in transition, getting in front of the ball. Our activity behind, obviously KD was drawing a ton of attention. Crowding him, trying to have a guy shifted over, what we call a flood. Some people call it a tilt. But, again, like I said, making them see bodies. And then our activity behind that. Guys shifted, denying them, mixing up different things off the ball, and ultimately holding them to one possession, forcing turnovers or holding them to one possession. And it worked out. Defensive rebound is something I'm going to be harping on all year, as well as transition defense. But our in-between game is at a good place right now. And we want to strive for that to get better, too. Our pick-and-roll coverages, our DHO coverages, man-to-man defense, shifts off the ball. But if we're A1 with our transition and to start the defense with transition D, finish the defense with defensive rebound, and we'll be okay.
If you're kind of using different rotations and some 5 out, some 4 and 1, but do you still go to LeBron AD down the stretch there and see LeBron in your 21 execute like that?
Absolutely. It's beautiful to watch, and we needed every ounce of it. For him to have a well-balanced game like that, with his defensive rebounds, obviously his assists, his buckets that he was able to score, block shots, 2 blocks, 2 steals. His activity was amazing. Same with AD. The 3 of those guys, Bron, AD, and Christian Wood, really dominated the defensive glass between the 3 of them, and we needed all of it. It was a good win to get, a good step in the right direction, and obviously this is just the start of the marathon, but again, it's a good shot in the arm for our daily process of trying to grow and get better.
Darvin, LeBron did an on-court interview after the game, was adamant in his dismissal of any criticism pointed towards AD coming off the Denver loss. What about AD? It seems like, obviously you, LeBron, are some of the leaders on this team and have ultimate faith in him. What about him? Because when we were talking to you pregame, you said, I know he's going to come out aggressive. What about him lets you have that confidence in him when he, when sometimes has a game like he had in Denver?
I just think, again, seeing his care factor, the type of spirit he has day in and day out, and knowing that he's his own biggest critic. He takes a lot of pride in the way he performs. And, at the end of the day, whether he hears the outside noise or not, he knows we have all the faith in the world in him. And that's not going to change. And so we're just going to keep encouraging him and pushing him to be great. And he's going to push himself to be great. And, it's just one of those things where people just, it's the first game of the season. I know all eyes is on that and different things were said in the summer or whatever. None of that really matters, man. The kid is a beautiful kid. He's a beautiful human being and highly, highly skilled and talented. One of the top players in our league. And, we're going to put that hedge around him and love on him and make sure he understands how important he is to our group and encourage him to be aggressive and assertive.
Darvin, LeBron played 35 minutes tonight, including all 12 in the fourth. Did you kind of plan that going in, or was that something based on what you guys are down 12 entering the fourth? Like, how did you kind of decide that, and how do you think that worked out?
I mean, I think we were dragging our feet there for the better part of the first half, and things weren't clicking. We weren't making shots, especially from 3. And he has that spirit, that intensity to put the team on his shoulders. And I had timeouts to play with, and so I went to him. I said, "How we feeling? What do you want to do?" And he answered my question, and you guys saw the results. So we used a couple of our timeouts to get some breathers. But, having said all of that, when you got the competitive juices flowing, you got 2 of the all-time greats on the floor battling, going back and forth like that, it's hard to sit out on something like that type of scenario. But obviously, the recovery process starts now. We got sort of a get what you need day tomorrow. And come back in, get on the floor again on Saturday, get ready to go up to SAC. But I just my hat's off to him, man. He never ceases to amaze us, and he cares. He cares. That's why you see his type of stat line. He's laying it all out for his team, and in year 21, and I just hope a lot of these young pros out here are looking and seeing what he's doing from off the court, pregame preparation, in-game impact, post-game recovery, and his own private sessions of making sure his body is functioning, and not just functioning, but functioning at a high level.